Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are diving into two skills that are, let's face it, the foundation for pretty much everything we do, reading and writing. Whether it's for school, work, or just navigating life, getting better at them can feel like a huge mountain to climb. So we're going to break it all down and figure out how to become more confident, effective communicators. So let's kick things off with this little gem from the master of storytelling himself, Stephen King. This quote just cuts right to the heart of the matter, doesn't it? Reading and writing, they're not separate things. They are deeply, fundamentally connected. You just can't be good at one without paying attention to the other. You know the feeling. We've all been there. You're just staring at a page, feeling completely and totally stuck. It doesn't matter if it's a book you have to read or a blank screen you're supposed to be writing on. That feeling of hitting a wall, it's just so common. Yeah, that feeling of being stuck is universal. And that wall we all hit, it's not random. It's actually built brick by brick from some really common fears and anxieties that just get in our way. So let's take a closer look at what those bricks are made of. Okay, do any of these sound familiar? That pressure to get every single word right? Or the fear of making a silly mistake? Or maybe just that overwhelming feeling of staring at a blank page with absolutely no clue where to even begin? These frustrations are everywhere, from students staring down a big assignment to professionals just trying to write an important email. But here it is, the big shift in thinking we need to make. What if we stopped thinking about reading and writing as some kind of magical talent you're either born with or you're not? Because they're not. They are skills. And just like any other skill, cooking, driving, coding, they're built on techniques and processes that literally anyone can learn and get good at. All right, let's start by decoding the skill of reading. We're going to flip the switch on it and turn it from something passive, where your eyes just kind of glide over the words, into an active, strategic superpower. Okay, so your first two tools for active reading are skimming and scanning. Now, they might sound similar, but their missions are completely different. Skimming is for getting the gist, the big picture. Scanning is more like a targeted search for a specific fact. Knowing which one to use and when, well, that's a total game changer. So think of skimming as getting the lay of the land fast. You're not reading every single word. No way. Instead, you're looking for signposts, titles, keywords, maybe the first and last sentence of a paragraph. It's like you're creating a quick mental map of the whole text before you decide to dive deep. Now, I really love this, framing scanning as detective work, because that's exactly what it is. You have a specific clue you're looking for. A name, a date, a phone number, and your eyes are just sweeping across the page, ignoring everything else until, bam, you spot your target. You're not reading for meaning at all. You are on a mission. Okay, let's switch gears to writing, because just like with reading, good writing isn't some lightning bolt of inspiration. It's about having a reliable blueprint, a process that can take you all the way from a scary blank page to a finished piece of work. And here is that blueprint. Any piece of writing, I don't care if it's a text message or a novel, can be broken down into these 5 steps. And notice something important. The actual writing part, the drafting, it's just one piece of the puzzle. The prep work you do before and all the polishing you do after are just as crucial. It's all about separating that creative, messy part from the critical, cleanup part. Okay, so we've got skills for active reading and a blueprint for writing. But here, this is where it all clicks. This is the aha moment. Welcome to the power loop. This is it, the single most important idea that connects everything. They're not two different subjects you have to master. They're two sides of the same coin. Every time you read, you are actively practicing how to write. I mean, think about it. Every time you read something, you're basically downloading information into your brain. You're picking up new words, sure, but it's so much more than that. You're seeing how other writers build an argument, how they tell a great story. You're absorbing their sentence structures, their tone, their style. You are literally building a massive mental library of writing tools that you can pull from later. So, what does this all mean for you? How do we make this stuff practical? Well, let's bundle all these ideas into a simple, powerful toolkit that you can start using, like today, to take on any reading or writing challenge that comes your way. Here are the 4 things to remember. First, be an active reader. Know when to skim and when to scan. Second, trust the 5-step writing process. It works. Third, always remember that power loop. Reading and writing just feed each other. And finally, use simple tools like graphic organizers to help connect your thoughts. And here's a perfect, concrete example of a tool that does just that.
A story map. It's just a simple chart, right? But it helps you deconstruct what you've just read. You figure out the characters, the setting, the problem, the solution. And by taking apart someone else's story like this, you're actually creating the perfect blueprint to build your own. This right here is the power loop in action.
So the next time you're facing a page, remember, it's not a wall, it's an invitation. You've got the tools, you've got the blueprint. The only real question left is, what are you going to do with them? Thanks for joining this explainer.